Why do tourists behave so badly with the royal guards? What happens if you disobey a royal guard? The royal guards of the United Kingdom are a symbol of discipline, tradition, and respect, representing centuries of history in the British monarchy. Their immutable presence and rigorous protocol have made them a world-famous tourist attraction, but also a constant target of tourists who are unaware of the seriousness of their work. Day after day, visitors from around the world flock to iconic sites such as Buckingham Palace and the Tower of London to witness the majesty of these guards, some with due respect, but others with the intention of mocking or challenging their composure. However, there is a fine line between curiosity and disrespect, and when tourists cross it, the royal guards show no mercy. From attempts to make them laugh to blatant provocations, some visitors fail to consider the consequences of their actions and end up facing the wrath of these highly trained soldiers. The royal guards, while prepared to endure distractions and remain serious at all times, have strict boundaries when it comes to their safety and duty. When a foolish tourist crosses the line, the guards' reactions can be swift and forceful, making it clear that their role is much more than just ceremonial tradition. Many tourists believe that they can get too close, make comical gestures, or even touch the guards, without realizing that they are interfering with their official work. Their duty is to protect the most important places of British royalty, and any interruption can be considered a potential threat. Most of the time, the guards respond with firm verbal warnings and impenetrable stares, but in more serious situations, they do not hesitate to act with decisive movements to restore order. Social media has amplified these moments in recent years, with hundreds of viral videos capturing tourists being quickly corrected by guards. Some have learned their lesson the hard way, realizing that these soldiers are not figureheads, but members of elite regiments with years of training. While some find these situations amusing, others consider them a warning that traditions and protocol must be respected. The royal guards of the United Kingdom are synonymous with discipline, tradition, and security. With their impeccable red clothing, their characteristic bearskin hat, and their stoic presence in front of the royal palaces, these guards have been the symbol of the British monarchy for centuries. However, despite their evident professionalism, some tourists do not understand the importance of their work and, in their attempt to attract attention or simply out of ignorance, cross the limits of respect, facing the immediate reactions of these guardians of royalty. In this development, we will explore some of the more surprising situations where unsuspecting tourists have crossed the line, prompting strong responses from the royal guards. From incidents that have been recorded on social media to historical situations that have tested the patience of these elite soldiers, we will analyze how British guards handle these situations with discipline and determination. To understand why the royal guards react so strongly to certain tourist behaviors, it is crucial to understand the importance of their mission. Although many see them as a simple tourist attraction, their job is to guarantee the safety of the royal family and the historical sites under their protection. The royal guards have a history dating back to the 17th century, when they were tasked with protecting the monarchy during times of war and peace. His imposing image and stoic attitude have endured as an emblem of British honor and discipline. Each guard undergoes extensive training, similar to that of any other soldier in the British Army, preparing them to face a variety of situations, from real threats to constant provocations from tourists. Although their rigid posture and lack of expression may give the impression that they are simply standing, in reality, they follow strict safety protocols that require constant attention and an immediate reaction to any suspicious situation. Despite the warnings and respect their presence inspires, some tourists insist on testing the limits of the royal guards. Whether due to ignorance, overconfidence, or simply wanting to gain prominence on social networks, their actions can trigger unforgettable reactions from the guards. One of the most common situations is when tourists get in the way of the guards during the march. These soldiers follow fixed routes and stop for no one, so any obstacles are dealt with firmly. On several occasions, unsuspecting tourists have stood in front of guards to take selfies, only to be gently pushed out of the way or given a strong verbal warning. Some visitors try to imitate the movements of the guards, walk next to them, or ask them absurd questions, forgetting that their work is serious and that they do not tolerate unnecessary distractions. A tourist who attempted to march past a guard at Buckingham Palace was quickly reprimanded with a loud "stand aside," which left him visibly embarrassed. Touching a royal guard or their team is extremely disrespectful and is not taken lightly. There are numerous documented cases where tourists have attempted to touch their hats or uniforms, resulting in immediate reactions. A woman tried to touch a guard's hat during a shift change and received a sharp warning that made her immediately back away. When tourists cross the line, the royal guards have strict protocols in place to handle the situation as professionally as possible without compromising their mission. The first step is always a firm verbal warning, which is usually enough to deter most violators. If verbal warning is not effective, guards may resort to measures such as banging their rifle on the ground to impose their authority or even gently shoving tourists who invade their space. In more serious situations, the royal guards may request immediate support from nearby security forces, which may result in the tourist being removed from the location. Thanks to platforms like TikTok and YouTube, the moments in which tourists cross the line have reached millions of views, generating both admiration and controversy around the rigidity of the guards. Clips of guards reacting to provocations have become a trend, showing the world the seriousness with which they carry out their work. While some viewers applaud his discipline and professionalism, others criticize his lack of flexibility in the face of seemingly harmless situations. These videos have also served as an educational lesson for those planning to visit these places, helping to avoid similar incidents in the future. Documented interactions over the years have shown us that while the royal guards maintain an unwavering and unmoved stance in the face of provocation, they will not hesitate to take action when the situation requires it. His reactions may seem harsh to some viewers, but each of them is justified by the importance of his mission. Whether through a firm verbal warning, a strategic move to clear your path, or even more forceful actions, your goal is clear: maintain order and safety at all times. Tourists who cross the line, whether through unnecessary pranks, attempts to touch guards, or invading their personal space, often encounter a reaction they did not expect. These moments are not only a reminder of the respect that must be paid to British traditions, but also a lesson in the importance of understanding the role of the royal guards beyond their ceremonial appearance. Their role is not to entertain, but to protect, and any attempt to interrupt their work can have immediate consequences. Social media has played a crucial role in spreading these incidents, with viral videos showing guards' reactions to inappropriate behavior. This has led to a growing awareness among tourists of the need to act respectfully when visiting iconic sites such as Buckingham Palace or the Tower of London. Through these videos, millions of people have come to understand that behind the solemn appearance of the guards there are soldiers prepared to face any situation with professionalism and determination. It is important to emphasize that respect for the royal guards is not only a matter of courtesy, but also a way of honoring centuries of history and tradition. Visitors should remember that these soldiers represent the legacy of the British monarchy and, as such, deserve the highest consideration. The best way to enjoy the experience is to observe with admiration and respect, maintaining an appropriate distance and avoiding any action that could be perceived as provocation or disrespect. Thank you for coming this far. Subscribe and comment in the comments what you want to see next on the channel. See you soon.